Assalamu alaikum students. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to your online basis education. I am your English language teacher Sharmin Rahman from Campus 1 Standard 6. Let's begin the class. Today we're going to talk about a new chapter, which is chapter 4, phrases and clauses. This might seem difficult for you, but trust me, if you can follow my lesson, you will be very clear with this concept, phrases and clauses, and it will be easier for you to do the task. Okay, so let's begin. First of all, we will go for the definition part by part. So first we will look for the phrase definition. Let's see. A phrase is a group of words without a subject and verb component used as a single part of speech. So a phrase is a single part of speech which won't contain a subject and a verb, which is a group of words but is not going to fulfill the full sentence. It is not going to express the full meaning of the sentence but a part of the sentence. Okay, so let's see. Example: best friend. Okay, best friend, a group of words which is expressing or acting like a noun. Okay, let's see another one. With the blue shirt, this prepositional phrase acts as an adjective. And the other one, for 20 days, this preposition phrase acts as an adverb. So as you can see, there are some different criteria in phrases, that like a noun phrase, prepositional phrase, and adverb phrase. We already got to know about it because we have this in our previous classes as well. We have learned about preposition, prepositional phrases, and also adverb, adverbial phrases. So we got to know that phrases can be different types, which can contain some of the group of words which is not going to express the full meaning of a sentence but is a part of a sentence, right? So as you can see that these are the common examples we got to know, and we can identify easily like this way. Okay, there won't be any subject. Remember, there won't be any subject and there won't be any verb, and it is not going to fulfill your full sentence. Okay, let's see the clauses now. Okay, a clause is a group of words containing a subject and a verb. That means it's going to contain a subject and a verb, obviously, and it can be a part of sentence or be a sentence by itself. A clause has a subject and a predicate. That means a clause is going to fulfill the full sentence meaning. So let's see. Example: she is hungry. I am feeling well today. So these two examples is containing both subject and a verb. So as we know that a clause must contain a subject and a verb, we can easily identify that this is a clause. Okay, which is having a subject and a predicate and also fulfilling the meaning of the sentence. So now we need to know the difference between phrase and clause, as in our textbook exercises and for exam we need to know actually how to identify phrase and clauses, and for that we need to know this difference. So let's see. First of all, phrases do not contain a subject and a predicate, and on the other hand clauses contains a subject and a predicate. Second option, let's see, second point. Phrases cannot convey a complete thought, as I said, because there is no subject and a verb. It is an incomplete one. That's why it is not conveying a complete thought. On the other hand, clauses can sometimes convey a complete thought. Now here you can see that there is a word sometimes here. I will discuss about it later, but remember that clauses can sometimes convey a complete thought. Okay, that last one, phrases cannot stand alone, obviously, because it's incomplete group of words. On the other hand, independent clauses can stand alone. Here you can see a new word independent added here, so I'm also going to talk about independent clauses in the next slide, but for that now you got to know the difference between phrase and clause, and now you can easily identify phrases and clauses. Basically, if you want to identify phrase and clause, please look for some of the group of words where there's no subject and a verb, and which is not conveying a complete thought, That is called phrase, and which is having a subject and predicate, and as giving a convey of thought sometimes. I will talk about clause as well, but just for now, identify how to identify phrase and clause. This might help you. Okay, so let's see the clause 1. We have some categories of clauses. Let's see what are they. Clauses are categorized into two groups. Okay, two groups. First one is dependent, which is also called subordinate. In your textbook you will find the word subordinate. So let me combine that. The subordinate clauses are called dependent, and independent clauses, which can be seen main clause. So main clauses and subordinate clause, that means independent and dependent clause. So a dependent clause, that means a subordinate clause, cannot stand on its own. It needs an main clause, a main clause, or an independent clause to complete a sentence. Dependent clauses often begin with such words, although, since, if, when, and because. And to identify easily dependent clause, you can first identify these words in the sentences, although, since, if, etc. Okay, this is the tips. Okay, example C. Although she is hungry. Another one. Whoever is hungry. Another one. Because I am feeling well. So these a few examples are given here. As you can see, these are not conveying full thought of a sentence. So you can definitely say these are dependent clause, which is dependent on independent one. So let's move on to the other slide, which will complete this thought about dependent and independent. See the example. Although she is hungry, independent side, and independent side, she will give him some of her food. So if we see it separately, like dependent one, although she is hungry, it's not expressing the full thought, right? And on the other hand, independent, it is saying she will give him some of her food. It is expressing the full thought. If we join these two sentences, it will be look like, although she is hungry, she will give him some of her food. So as you can see, dependent one is dependent on independent clause. So we can say that these are called clauses, and the categories of clauses. So subordinate, and the other one is main clause. See the another example. Whatever they decide, I will agree to. So as you can see, if you want to identify dependent and independent easily, look at the words although and whatever independent side, and independent side, if you want to fix it, that see the full meaning of the sentences are given. So as you can see that independent sentence, which I have shown you in the difference between phrase and clause, it was saying that independent clauses can stand alone. So as you can see, she will give him some of her food, I will agree to, can stand alone. But the other hand, dependent clauses cannot stand alone. So this is that. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the difference between dependent and dependent clause. Okay, see, dependent clause is a group of words that contain a subject and a predicate but doesn't express a complete idea, as I said, and the independent, on the other hand, will complete a full idea. Okay, the second one, dependent clauses does not convey complete thought, and the independent clause will give you a complete thought. The third one, dependent clause contain a subordinate conjunction, and independent clauses can be combined together with coordinating conjunctions. So I will come to you about subordinate and coordinating conjunction as well. Okay, the last one, dependent clauses cannot be found in every sentence, but on the other hand, independent clauses can be found in every sentence. So okay, most of the time we use the sentences independent clauses as, and the dependent clauses cannot be found every time. Okay, we need to just search for it. Okay, now I will show you the subordinate conjunctions. Here are some list of subordinate conjunction which we use most of the times after, although, because, before. So these are some of the examples. Okay, please have a look at this. Let's move on to the other one, which is coordinating conjunction. So as you can see, there is a word here, fanboys, which stands F for fan, for fanboys, F stands for A and N for nor, B for but, O for or, Y for yet, and F for so. So this is the very easy way to memorize coordinating conjunctions, and which stands for is a reason, and equal idea or time order, nor negative choices or alternative when we use, and but contrast or choice, yet contrast, and so as a result. So this is the list of coordinating conjunctions. So I hope you got this idea and you will be benefited by this video. Please try and practice more and more. Okay, it's not that tough to understand phrase and clauses. Okay, so take care. Bye bye. Thank you so much.